everybody, it's Dennis at Ace Hardware, back again with another barbecue video for everybody. And today we have one of my favorites, the New York style hot and fast brisket. And we've got a beautiful Packer cut brisket today, provided locally by A&G Meats. Huge thanks to those guys for always hooking us up with some of the best meat in town. We've got the big green egg rolling today with some rockwood charcoal in it. We've got smoke rolling. We've got our brisket trimmed, rubbed down, and it's ready to go on. So let's get into a very fun cook today with what many call the true challenge of barbecue, that full brisket. And this hot and fast recipe, it's pretty easy, doesn't take all day, and everybody always loves it. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so the brisket's been on for about an hour. We just want to take a peek at it, see how it's looking. So let's just remember to burp the egg as we open it. Some of that smoke out. We got plenty of wood on there, so nice and smoky. Oh yeah, look at that. Love that red color. That looks like it's doing exactly what I want it to do. Just kind of chugging along, not too hot in any one spot. Looks good. So I'm gonna close that back down. So, what's the process for this hot and fast brisket, and how do you do it? So we started earlier. We got our egg ready to cook. We have that kick ash basket inside. We picked it up. We shaked the ash all out, put it back in, filled it up with a nice full load, pretty much all the way full of rockwood, hardwood lump charcoal. Any lump charcoal will do great. I tend to prefer that rockwood. It's great stuff. We filled it up with that, and then we also threw in a bunch of apple wood. And then we used apple chunks. You can use the chips or the chunks, whatever you like. But I usually, when I'm doing the hot and fast, I do put a lot in, maybe even more than you would normally. Because it's not on there as long as a normal one, you really want to get as much of that smoke flavor you can in there, particularly in the beginning, to blast it with that smoke, and that's going to hopefully give us that nice smoke ring that everyone looks for in barbecue. So we loaded it up with charcoal and wood. We got our fire started, and again, the goal with the hot and fast is anywhere from 275 to 300 degrees. It can be anywhere in there. The hotter you do it, the quicker it's going to be done. I try to keep it around 275. Once you get cooking with all that charcoal, it tends to go up a little bit, which is fine. It's all part of the process. So I just checked the temperature before we started here, and we're at about 115 right now. So as we get up, the brisket's going to get up to around 160 to 170. We're generally going to see that first stall around that temperature. So when we get around 155 to 165, we're going to take it off and we're going to wrap it real nice in some foil, nice and tight, wrap it all up real good, and then it goes back on to finish off. And that can take, well, it just depends. But when we do that, we wrap it back up, we put it back on. We want to check the temperature, but you don't necessarily go by just the temperature. Really what you're looking for is the tenderness. So we'll be probing it to make sure that we're not getting much resistance all over the brisket. And I look at the temperature, when you do a normal brisket, you can pull anywhere from 195 to 210 internal temperature. So I look, once I'm getting in the 200s, I just look to see that I'm getting, not much resistance on most of the brisket. Then I pull it, and optimally we let it rest for maybe another hour or so at least before we cut into it and start serving it. So that's the process. It's really not too bad. It's a lot of fun, and it's always a hit at barbecues and picnics, and you're not doing brisket for 12 to 18 hours. We're often only 3 to 4 hours, maybe 5, 6, just depending again on where the temperature sits and how you do it. So yeah, we can't wait to get this thing cut open and see how it looks. Alright guys, so here we are. We took it off about after maybe 3 hours, 15 minutes. That's kind of the average when I do these this hot and fast way. You notice we did still get a lot of that dark color you like, although it's a little more moist maybe than a slow and low brisket. But we're ready for the fun part now. We're ready to cut into it and see how it turned out. So let's see how we did. All right, so yeah, we're getting some nice juicy pieces here. This will make great sandwiches for any picnic or barbecue. And trust me, you know, your guests are going to be very happy with that. It's not something they get every day at a barbecue up here, so it's a hit. It saves you a lot of time as to doing it slow and low. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I hope you guys can try this out for yourselves to see what you think. And if you're by today, maybe get a sample, I don't know. But either way, we'll see you next time with another grilling adventure with Dennis. Delicious.